Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Srinade Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyev Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुणवन्दनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् परमानन्दमाधव श्रीचैतन्येश्वर नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठावताराय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पश्चात्तारिणे I have a question for every one of you. How did you feel about nectar of instruction? Rather than seeing that from exam point of view or education point of view, how you felt? I mean, the genius of Srupa Goswami, who just gave everything in 11 verses, Shraddha to Prema, you know? So how many of you are attracted? Just a reflection for 5-10 minutes until everyone joins. When anyone wants to add anything about
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, Srila Rupa Goswami dissected the minute informations. So far we learned from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, there are so many words like building relation, association, and chanting. All those things are dissected and the minute details are given, like step-by-step process, what that actually means. Because our understanding before reading this book is a superficial understanding. Whereas after attending the classes and reading the book, the understanding went deeper than what we had before. But application, I don't know, it will come by practice only. Applying all the points in day-to-day life in each moment, that needs mercy of devotees and Guru and Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Nice, very nice way of summarizing. Anyone wants to add? So how do you, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, tell me.
It adds daily to daily what we interact with devotees and seniors and all, and also how we interact in temple in our daily life. So it gives a very detail actually. So normally we don't find such things in how the Prabhu mentioned that in some book or something. But since it is a practical, it's like practical actually. So very practical thing. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Yes, it is. Yes, summarized it in a nice way actually. Anyone wants to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So I find this as a guidepost for a Vaishnava's life, how to lead a Vaishnava's life with the instruction of Goswamis to have how to develop the devotional life in Bhakti path. Those are the guideposts that's presented in this Nectar of Instructions.
True, Dandavat Pranam. Yes, no, it's a guiding light. Anyone wants to add?
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, basically, like we think it's just 14 verses, but each tells us how we should live, like how to deal with devotees, how should we like every day do our bhakti devotion, and what is not good for our bhakti, and what can destroy our devotion, and what is good for bhakti, and what is the power of holy name, and how can we gradually advance in bhakti. It's like what a book life is. It's like everything in just like those 14 verses, if we think. It's
True. 11, 11 verses. Anyone wants to add?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Uh,
Yes, Prabhuji. Like, basically, I can say, like, we are in the temple and we know, like, some of the rules and regulations, or etiquettes, I can say, but this is a very details. Also, like, we can identify, like, what is the hierarchy of the holy places. Like, we know Vrindavan, we know Mathura, but what is the significance of each holy places and what is the hierarchy? Like, this is like, I can say, like, this book is necessary for everyone, like, whoever going in the path of like bhakti, to understand, and then to how to like behave with the other devotees, how to act, and it's like a small tiny details. All details are in this book, so it's very nice books to be go through for the each and every devotee.
I agree. Thank you very much. So, what I will do, first verse speaks of sense control. Second verse speaks of how our mind bhakti will be if you do things, atyahar prayasascha. What will what are those things that will destroy our bhakti? And the third verse is what will enhance our bhakti. Fourth verse is how to build relationships with devotees. What are the 6 loving exchanges? Fifth verse is, the pure devotee. Of course, in the fourth verse, we say the Uttamadhikari is the best. So, the fourth verse is gradation of devotees. Then the fifth verse is loving exchanges, the 6 loving exchanges with the devotees. We are in a ISKCON is an organization. We are in a group of devotees, club of devotees. So how do we deal with them with what? Maybe somebody may be Prabhupada disciple, somebody may be spiritual master, somebody may be 20 years senior to me, somebody may be equal to me, somebody came yesterday to the movement. How do we deal with them? So these are all very nicely explained in the Kanishthadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari, the 4 verses, and then the 6 loving exchanges, we will definitely, enhance our relationship with them. The 7th verse is, no, 6th verse, sorry. We cannot find fault with pure devotee, Pure, we cannot, like, what he has done in the past, his present thing. We should not judge a devotee based on his caste. That's why you see in our temples, we don't ask anyone a caste. We all sit together. We don't reject anybody. So the point is, why, if even if you have seen even if you have seen some what do you call incongruities, certain things, that's okay, because the Rupa Goswami compares that with the Ganga. During rainy season, you see bubbles in Ganga. Or sometimes you see a dead body floating, or sometimes you see some stool going, but it will not contaminate Ganga. So because Ganga is emanating from the lotus feet of Krishna, Ganga is pure. Likewise, a devotee, he may have, what you call visibly a pure devotee may have some defects in the body, but we should not take them into consideration. So then the 7th verse is Vaidhi Bhakti. I don't have any taste for the holy name. Rupa Goswami gives the analogy of drinking sugarcane juice as a medicine to jaundice. Sugarcane is sweet, but jaundice you will find the sugarcane juice bitter. Likewise, those of us, we find, if you have a lot of metal attachments, a lot of conditioning, you find chanting is very difficult. But that is a medicine. As you keep on taking medicine of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, that will purify your consciousness. And one day jaundice patient, he'll find a taste for the sugarcane juice. His disease is coming to an end. Likewise, the day we find ruchi for the whole process, ruchi for the Harinam, it means our impurity in the heart is, we're almost clean now. Uh, so that is Rupa Goswami analogy. That is Vaidhi Bhakti. Eighth verse is, what do you call? The Raga Bhakti. Kalam Naya Dakilam Iti Upadesha Saram. What is that? Go to Vrindavan in the mind, means stay wherever you are, physics, in the mind, and practice bhakti. And because you try to develop that 5 relationships, because mind is the one at the time of leaving the world. Mind and intelligence together come together and create a form. That is your next life. To the extent intelligence is sharp enough to subdue the mind, intelligence means Paramatma's direction. That much extent, you'll go back to Godhead. It's very technical, actually, Prabhupada mentions. So, 8th is Ragana Bhakti. 9th, 10th, 11th, 3 verses about the glory of Vrindavan and glory of finally Radha Kunda. 9th verse and 10th verse speak of how, karmis, jnanis, it'll finally take to gopis. Take us to gopis, and finally, who is the gopi? Topmost gopi, Radharani. So, then the 10th one is about how Radha Kunda is topmost. In the material world, Krishna took birth in Mathura. Mathura is great. He stayed and played in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is greater. Then Govardhan is further greater, because it's a meeting place for Radha and Krishna and to perform so many pastimes. Radhakund is the greatest because, Radharani is the dearmost. So the 10th and 11th verses, they glorify Radharani and Radhakund. That is a training. If you understand it, then you'll become serious in sadhana bhakti, rather than just being happy for having completed Bhakti Shastri. So now we come to Isopanisad. Very important. Isa Upanishad. Can everyone see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Upanishad means, Upa means close, Ni means sit down, Shat means to sit. Upanishad means sit close to a teacher, an acharya, and learn from him. Upanishad. Should sit close to a realized personality, a guru, an acharya, and learn from him. When you heard this word, what is the one sloka that is coming into your mind?
Vidhi pranipatena praniprashnena.
That's it. Thank you, ma. Very nice. Very well. Tadviti pranipad, serve, service, surrender, and inquiry. Very prashna. Same thing. Now give me an example. One guru and one teacher in Shastra. Listening and inquiring.
Parikshit Maharaj and Shukdev Goswami.
That is it. Very nice. Anybody else?
Arjuna and Krishna, Prabhuji.
Arjuna and Krishna. And
Dhruva Maharaj and Narad.
Dhruva Maharaj and Narad Muni, not so.
He was asking many questions. So
Yeah, it's actually that's true. Why not? Narad Muni gave him Dhruva Maharaj actually no, but anyway, yeah, there is an interaction, no doubt. Dhruva Maharaj and Narad Muni, okay.
Prabhu, can we say Mahaprabhu and our Goswamis?
Yes.
Prabhuji, can we say Sandipani Muni and Krishna?
Yeah, definitely.
Ishwarpuri and Mahaprabhu, Prabhuji.
Shirpuri and Mahaprabhu. Devahuti and Kapila Muni. You know, he speaks whole thing to the mother. She says, so though she's the mother, so she learns from her son. Devahuti and Kapila. So these are the few examples. Very nice. Thank you. Now, can everyone see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Vedas. In India, many people, when they don't know, whatever they want to quote, they'll just quote and say, the Vedas speak like this. Most of the time, it is because in my this many years, I have not seen anybody who has seen Vedas except for 2, 3, 4, 5 people. That's it. So today I just want to tell you something interesting. Veda is only one. Vyasadeva split up into 4. And Rigveda, half of the verses, more verses are the glorification of Indra and Agni. That's it. And Yajurveda is based on, actually in Rigveda, Indra is glorified as a big warrior. He gives you rain as a warrior, he protects the devatas from the demons. So Yajurveda speaks of performing yajnas, yagas. So that is Yajurveda. Samaveda is the glorification of a moon god, Soma. And Atharva Veda is actually basically, different types of rituals. Different types of chanting, hearing, how to cure sickness. Actually, Atharva Veda also speaks of military art. Samveda also speaks of music. So Vedas are like a shopping mall, entire Vedic literature. Everyone gets something whatever they want. But more or less, majority of the Vedas are actually karma kanda. It's pravritti marga. Vedas encourage the satisfaction of material desires. Means if you want to enjoy sense enjoyment, Indra. You want children, worship Prajapati. You want good fortune, Durga. You want power, worship Agni. You want money, Ashtavasus. And you want a good body, worship Artha. So, Vedas lead to Upanishads. Gradual elevation, Karma Kanda to knowledge. So, Vedas, they speak, you can enjoy. That's why Krishna, Narada Muni was unhappy with Vyasadeva in Srimad Bhagavatam. He was telling, you do this yajna, you'll go to that loka, you do this yajna, you'll go to Swarga. So you are actually, people by nature want to enjoy. And now what you're doing, you are giving a process to enjoy further beyond life. Where is the place you described pure bhakti? Pure loving exchange between God and his devotees. Excuse me. You describe that, you'll be happy. So Vedas end, Vedanta. Upanishads start. End of Vedas is Vedanta. So then what will start? Upanishads. You know? And of course, you know, uh, Vedas also definitely there is a Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, and Upasana Kanda. And Upasana Kanda Bhakti is there. Not that it is zero. There is some Bhakti in Vedas. Excuse me. But it's more Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. There is Bhakti also, no doubt. So actually, I used to have the feeling I never read Vedas. Then one day I came across second chapter Bhagavad Gita, third chapter Bhagavad Gita. There, you know, this verse, you know, what is that? Traigunya Vishya Veda, Nisraigunya Bhavarjana, Nirdvandva Nityasattatva, Niryoga Kshema Atman. Vedas Arjuna, they speak of only three modes. You know? So you have to go beyond three modes. Wow. Then, what is that? Yavanarda Udapani, Samplito, that verse is there in second chapter. That's, you know, what is it? Whatever the water that is available in the, you know, it's well, it is there available, you know, in the lakes, other place also. So that way, the person who has understood who understood the meaning of the Vedas is the knower of the Vedas. Krishna says, you know, it's Vedavadana Tappardana Vadana. Some people who are actually, you know, reading Vedas, they think this is ultimate. What is ultimate? Go to Swarga, enjoy, drink Samras and enjoy life. I just want to tell a story. Matang Rishi, Devatas came to Matang Rishi. Matang Rishi got about so many Devatas, amazing. Matang Rishi, congratulations. The Matang Rishi said, what happened? Why congratulations? No, you are chosen to be, you know, to be the resident of heavenly planets. Come with us. Matang Rishi said, why should I come to heavenly planets? What is so great about it? Explain to me. They said their water is like nectar. You get someras to drink. You know, there is continuous sense enjoyment with no what is that? No karma acting. Amazing. People are very beautiful. They have subtle bodies, not like earth. But Matangrishi asked the right question. Can anyone guess what he asked?
What will happen after that?
Exactly. So he said, how long? After that, what will happen? Okay, you live a very long time, but then what happens? He said, no. If it is permanent, if it is eternal, you tell me I'll come. Otherwise, I won't come. Sangrishi rejected it. Excuse me. That's why Krishna says in Gita, Vedas sarvam aham vedyos vedanta krit veda. Vedanta krit veda videha chaham. Arjuna, I am to be, I am the compiler of the Vedas. You know, I am the knower of the Vedas. Sir, I am the, as a Vyasdevi compiled it. And of course, and I am to be known by Vedas. What is the goal of Vedas? To realize Krishna. Vedanta with Vedanta krit. Videvacha. So the goal of Vedas is to realize Krishna. You know, when I heard Vedas speak of only three modes, and majority is Karma Kanda, the goal of life, the goal of Vedic literature is actually Excuse me, I'm sorry. Uh, the goal of life is to realize Krishna. Then I'll ask my desire. I mean, if at all any small unhappiness is there that I have not read Vedas is gone. You're all with me?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
I have a question here. I don't know anything, like I've never read or heard about Vedas, but like you are saying about every Veda, mainly they talk about like Rig Veda, Samveda, they don't talk about Krishna. But then how do you are saying that like from all the Vedas, it's like we have to realize about Krishna. Then how do we realize about Krishna if they don't talk about Krishna?
No. There is some. That's why, it's, can you see on the screen? Tad Vishnu Parampadam Sada Pasyanti Surya. Divyo Chakshradam Tad Viprasa Panyo Jagron Saminte Vishnu Ayat Parampadam. This get given in Rigveda. So there is bhakti portions, no doubt, but very less. But anyway, the answer to that is once Vedas, and what is it called? Vedanta. Vedanta means Upanishads start. And anyway, I will tell more, but to answer your question, what is the essence of all the Upanishads? Anybody?
Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
No, Bhagavatam is not the Upanishad.
To know
Bhagavad Gita is an
the
Upanishad.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, to know Krishna.
No, Bhagavad Gita is an Upanishad, Gita Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. That's why Bhagavad Gita Krishna is there or not? Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. Krishna reveals his universal form. Krishna tells all the yogas, karma, jnana, dhyana, ashtanga, dhyana, ashtanga same, and bhakti yoga. So then there Krishna is speaking, totally Krishna is speaking. Krishna is revealing as an acharya, but he revealed himself as God also, Supreme Personality of Godhead also. So when you finish Vedas and we come to the end, Vedanta, Upanishads start. Upanishads, because when you are dealing with Vedas, you are a sense enjoyer. Or I need to get a job. Then you go to the priest. He says, you do this yajna. Then, I need to make money. Okay, you do this yajna. And you're getting it also. If the yajna is done properly. So whole life is like you're a donor, You're not interested to, you may chant once in a while one round. But your whole goal is how to please Krishna so that I'll get my way. I'll go forward in my way of sense enjoyment. Believe me, that's not how Krishna does. Krishna gives troubles also. Why? Of course, based on our karma, only to purify us, so that we'll go back to Godhead. Understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So when you come to Upanishads, it marks the beginning of spiritual life. But Upanishads, they're all, Upanishads basically, they establish God as a non-material. God as a non-material. Hey, he is not matter, Because why Upanishads are telling this? Whatever we deal with in this material world is actually dead matter. So there, Upanishads speak God is antimatter. Whatever we deal in this world, we deal with matter only. Gulab jamun, matter or not? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Actually, we are in the world of matter. and we deal with matter. And we have attachment to the matter, that's the problem. Because we have attachment, we think we are this. Because we have attachment to matter, we think we have this body. Most of the people, except few, like you all. So then, for them to understand God is, they think God is not like us. No. He may have 2 hands, 2 legs, and beautiful form, but he is a spiritual, anti-material. So Vedas deny material personality. It's a nirguna. Nirguna means what? Arupa means what? Some Mayavadis think nirguna means देखो भगवान का गुण नहीं है. How many of you heard that type of statement? At least. So what is that? If you have not heard, great. Nirguna. Nirguna means God is not impersonal. God is not material. Nirguna means he has no material guna. Can somebody tell what is material gunas? Can you guess?
3 modes of material nature, Prabhu. Sattva, Rajas.
Yeah.
No, I want example.
Lust,
is-
greed, and anger, Prabhuji.
No, that's. I want to know what are the qualities of a matter.
Qualities of matter. It degrades.
Anybody else?
Changes is subjected to change,
Hmm.
and then the form also changes from one form to another form.
Okay,
Is it temporary, Prabhu?
That's it. Actually, the word he said nicely, it degrades. It is temporary. And what is permanent in this world? Change. A cinema star is beautiful today, tomorrow she's not. But the problem, what is the disease of this world? We try to hold on to that because of our attachment. You agree? So, but Krishna or God is nirguna, is not like us. Not like the bodies we have. Is nirguna means he has no material guna. I'll give you a small example. So Krishna, when you say Krishna is there. But for example, your name is what? Sitapati. Your name is what is that? Meghakanti. Meghakanti means the light of the cloud. But are you the light of the cloud? Are you Lakshmi? You say my name is Lakshmipati. Are you very rich? It's just a name only. You agree or not? But with Krishna, we are when name and we as with us name, we are not different from our name. You're all listening, right? So Krishna, when you say Krishna is present in his name. So Krishna's body is not degradation. Krishna is eternal. Krishna is not different from his energies. So nirguna means he is not material, but spiritual. Anti-material properties. That's what the Vedas Upanishads, especially Isopanisad, is trying to prove. Now I am asking a question, someone has to answer. Can I ask? Can anyone tell the verse? 3 stages of God realization. What is that?
Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Okay, very nice. Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan vadanti tattat idasthattam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti shabdate. Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan. Good, very nice. What is Brahman? Anybody?
Effulgence light of Bhagavan.
Yes. Paramatma.
Super soul.
Super soul, no doubt, an expansion of Krishna.
Krishna.
Localized.
Yes. It's a Chaitya Guru too, right, Prabhu? That's the Sanskrit version.
Yes. Chaitya Guru also. Brahman Paramatma Bhagavan, and Brahman is the bodily Dehakanti, bodily effulgence of Krishna. Paramatma is a localized portion of Krishna, but Bhagavan is the fullest manifestation of Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna is, Bhagavan, it's Bhagavan. So the point is, this Upanishads, they only explain that God is an anti-material personality, spiritual personality. So, Mundakopanishad and Svetasruta Upanishad, Kathopanishad, they speak of Paramatma. And they speak of Paramatma, Mundakopanishad, Svetasruta, Kathopanishad, they speak of Paramatma. Means what? God is a person. And they defeat Mayavada. I have a question for all of you. Let us say, I told many times. What is Mayavada? Why it is called a Mayavada?
Because they think they and God are one. They can merge into God and become God.
Okay.
Mayavada philosophy is impersonalism, Prabhu. God does not have a personal form. So the main disadvantage in that, we cannot develop a loving devotional service with just a light or an energy where there is no form. How we can serve?
Can you just repeat again? Just something was not clear. Repeat again, please, if you don't mind.
Yes, Prabhu. So Mayavada philosophy is impersonalism, which says that God does not have a form. So they think it is a light or something like that where there is no form. The problem here is we cannot develop a loving devotional service because Bhakti is defined by Prabhupada as a service, loving devotional service. It's not just devotion. So in order to serve without a form, it is not easy. It is extremely difficult. Bhagavad Gita itself says that this impersonal path is difficult and the end result is also not complete. I don't remember the sloka. In one sloka, Krishna says that it is extremely difficult and the result is also not perfect or something like that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Nice, very nice. Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. They say that everything is illusion. This world is an illusion, but it is not an illusion. It's temporary.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. They think that even Lord's body is illusion, and it also came from light, and after the pastimes, the Lord's body also merges into that effulgence.
Anybody else?
Prabhuji, they say that the absolute truth is ultimately formless, and living entity and God are ultimately the same.
Anyone wants to add? Otherwise, I'll add. Okay, let me add. They call it Mayavad. That's why I want everyone to remember this. You know, whatever you all said is very nice, perfect. So, what is that? God is a light, as some of you said. When he comes to this world, he interacts with three modes of material nature, and God's form is also material. And Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So what happens? We're all gods, but because of three modes, because of Maya, because Maya captured us, so we forgot that we are God. Once you do sadhana, and you realize yourself, then you realize I am that Soham. So I will become God and I'll merge in Brahman. So I'll merge in Brahman and I become God. Then why it's called Mayavad is if you're God and Maya captured you, and Maya should be greater than God. So we should not worship God then, we should worship Maya because Maya is able to capture God. Then what is the value of that God? Better worship Maya. You're listening, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So the point is, because Maya so that's why they're called Mayavadis. Maya overtakes them, takes all of us, but you do yoga, sadhana, and then you will be liberated. Then you and Brahman same. Soham, Aham Brahmasmi. Prabhupada says Aham Brahmasmi means I am spirit soul. But the reality, for example, what is that? God is a person. And there is when Krishna comes down or Vishnu Tattva come down, they're not captured with Maya. We are all Jivas are all in Maya. We are Maya controls us with three modes. But Krishna and Vishnu Tattva, when they come, Krishna is telling Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Durattiya. Hey, my Maya, va? And very difficult to overcome. We are not gods, we cannot, we don't make, we don't have that machinery to deal with the action and reaction of the human beings or living entities. Krishna has it. So we are all controlled by him. Not we, Devatas are controlled by him. Because they think Maya can capture them, and then that's why they're called Mayavad. Clear? So anyway, Paramatma spoken in Mundakopanishad, Svetasratpanishad, Kathopanishad, and they also defend bhakti. Bhakti means what? God is there, Bhagavan is there, Bhakta is there, both are eternal. The process bhakti is there to realize the grace of mercy of Bhagavan. So, thus prepares the way for Bhagavan, understanding of the Bhagavan, full opulence. Of all the Upanishads, Isopanisad is there. Isopanishad speaks of a personality of Godhead. Upanishads are like many, but 108 are prominent. In that they say, anyway, I'm sure many of you, anyone has heard this word Prasthanatrayam? Prasthanatrayam means Shruti Prasthanam is Vedas and Upanishads. Shruti means, it's very interesting. Who wrote Vedas? Anybody?
Vyasadev. Vedavyas.
Okay. What is the origin of Vedas?
Vedas are the breath of the Supreme.
Brahma.
So, thank you. That's it. Vedas were spoken by there. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad explains Vedas are the breathing of the Supreme Lord. Then you come to Bhagavatam, Tene Brahmarudaya Adikavaya Muhyanti Yat Surya, first verse. Breath means what? Krishna puts his breath in the flute, and that sound vibration comes and enters into the heart of Brahma. That's how Brahma realized Vedic knowledge. You're understanding, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Vedas were not written by anybody. I mean, they were heard by Brahma. Vedavyas only compiled it. This Veda is one, he made that into four. He split up. So in Vedic culture, we have Prasthanatrayam. Prasthan means what? Journey. Where? Journey to self-realization. Journey to realize the self, to attain the love of God. So then you can do the journey in three ways. Trayam means three. Smriti Prasthanam. Read these books. Vedas and Upanishads. So now can you see on the screen? Smriti Prasthanam means Vedas and Upanishads. Smriti Prasthanam is Puranas, Itihasas, so and Pancharatras, that's not there. Nyaya, Vedanta Sutra. These are called this Prasthanatrayam. You know? Now, so scholars deny, but all acharyas accept. Shrutis are important. Smritis are also equally important. Some people don't accept, especially Puranas. Smriti means Puranas. So Madhvacharya relied heavily on Bhagavatam. First time, Shankaracharya commented on Bhagavad Gita. So Ramanujacharya and Rupa Goswami, they said Shruti and Smriti. Shruti is like mother. When mother is tough, sister will tell you, nee, this is what mom is telling, please. So Puranas are like sisters. Whereas the Shrutis, like Vedas and Upanishads, are like a mother. So they're equal, they have equal importance actually. They have equal importance. Any questions so far? Interesting, right? Should I continue?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, I want to add one more before I continue. I said Trayam means three. Prasthan means journey. So these three types of journeys, but very important is if you write commentary on Vedanta Sutra like around 552 aphorisms, different tiny small things. But then what you have to do? Explain them, and you have to explain them and write commentary. When you do that, you can open your own school and you can preach, because there's a process to attain God. So, Shankaracharya wrote commentary, Sarika Bhashya. Madhvacharya also wrote commentary. What is that? Madhvacharya wrote the commentary, Ramanujacharya wrote the commentary, and in our tradition, Baldev Vidyabhushan also wrote commentary over the Bhashya. When the problem came, when, what is his name? In Jaipur, they removed Radha Govinda. They removed, they said, no, you cannot, there is no Radharani worship. Radharani should not be worshipped with Govinda, with Krishna. Then, this point was raised by Sri Sampradaya people. And then, that time, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur was very sick. He was invited to Gaudiya Vaishnava. King was actually very in favor of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. but somebody needs to defend Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And then they sent an invitation to Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, who said, no, he was very sick. Then he sent Baldev Bhushan. Baldev Bhushan, he defeated them. When he defeated them, they said, how can we understand your things? You don't have any commentary for yourself. Your Sampradaya doesn't have any commentary on Vedanta Sutra. That's why we do not accept your argument seriously. Then he said, give me 1 month. 1 month? So it is not easy to write Vedanta Sutra. It takes very long time. He left. And he worshipped Vyasadeva. What is it? I'm sorry, he worshipped Govinda Dev. Yes, they also worshipped no doubt. The Radha Govinda he worshipped. And by their mercy, he finished in a miraculous way. 1 month he wrote a commentary. And he said, look, it's not easy actually. So he finished the commentary in 1 month, Govinda Vash. So we also have a commentary. So basically, you understood Prasthanatrayam. Then we come to today's topic. Upanishads, Isopanisad. I want to tell one more line before we start with Isopanisad. What is that? Bhagavad Gita is called the essence of all the Upanishads. What is the verse? Sarvopanishadoga gavo dugdha gopalanandana partho vatsa sudharipokta dugdham gita amritam mahat. So that verse says Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. Why? But the Supreme Personality of Godhead is speaking. That's why Bhagavad Gita has a lot of value. Now coming back to Isopanishad, Isa means controller. Ishvara Parama, Paramishvara. Isha means what? Controller. That's why Lord Shiva, many people think Lord Shiva is actually, because he's called Ishvara. Lord Shiva's name is Ishvara. Lord Shiva, sometimes people think, many people in India, they worship Shiva more than actually Krishna and Rama. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, if Krishna, yes, Lord Shiva is a controller. We are all controllers too. To some extent, we have some control on the body. You control on household affairs. We are all controllers. But Krishna is a
Supreme Controller.
supreme controller. Exactly. Krishna is supreme controller. Amazing. So the 4th verse, 5th verse, 8th verse, and 14th verse speak of invocation, speak of Sambandha Jnana. So the first these 5, 4, 5, 8:14 they speak of Sambandha. And actually Lord Chaitanya told Sanatana Goswami in Sanatana Siksha. Entire Vedic literature is based on three things. Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. What is Sambandha? Establish a relationship with Krishna. Hey, you're not the body, you're a spirit soul. What is your relationship with Krishna? Lord Chaitanya is so humble. Jivar Swarup hoy, Krishna Nityadas. You're an eternal servant of Krishna. But today what happened? We forgotten. We have forgotten that relationship. Then what is that? Abhideya. Abhideya means the process to realize that relationship. The process to realize that relationship. I have a question for all of you. What is the process?
Bhakti Yoga.
That's it. Bhakti Yoga process. If there is a muddy water, you do the fractional distillation process, then you'll get the pure water. Likewise, today we are in ignorance, avidya. I think I'm this body. And body has a beautiful covering. You know? So today we are covered by avidya. Then you lead Shastras, not just by going to the temple, cracking the coconuts, or putting little money. It helps a little bit, but it's again karma kanda. So real thing starts when you read, when you hear. Oh, I'm not the body, I'm a spirit soul. Yes, Prabhupada is in ecstasy, going everywhere, telling everyone, you're not the body, you're a spirit soul. Then who are you then? What is the connection with spirit soul? Spirit soul is connected to supreme soul. Parabrahman, Krishna, that Bhagavan. They're part and parcel of Krishna. Mamayavamsa Jivaloka Jivapati Sanatana. Manasashta Indriya Pratisthani Karshade. Arjuna, all the living entities are my fragmental portions. One time I felt, why should I worship Krishna? Immediately answer came, hey, you are my living entity, my Amsa. You are what? My expansion. Separate expansion. Unfortunately, you're separated. Vishnu Tattva is a Swahamsa. Jivas are Vibhannamsa. So the relays, it's okay, great. I understand I'm not the body but spirit soul. But then try to revive the relationship whole life. Honestly speaking, if you're in ISKCON for 3 years, you'll get the entire philosophy. 3-4 years. But there is a but. What is that but? To realize that relationship, the process Abhidaya takes very long time. I have a question for you. Sambandha Jnana. Who is the Acharya for Sambandha Jnana?
Sanatana Goswami.
Sanatana Goswami. Who is the deity for Sambandha Jnana?
Madan Mohan Lal. Sri
That's
Radha
it.
Madan Mohan.
Madan Mohan. Very nice. So then who is Acharya for Abhidaya?
Rupa Goswami.
Okay. Deity?
Sri Radha Govinda Dev.
Govinda Dev. Radha Govinda. And who is the Prayojana Acharya?
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Acharya Raghunath Das Goswami. And who is the deity?
Sri
Radha
Radha
Gopinath.
Gopinath.
Gopinath, yes. So that's why, what is the Prayojana? I mean, there is a process. Now you realized it. And what is the end goal of the process? Abhidaya? Prayojana. Prayojana is, okay, once you practice, you do the sadhana, you'll realize your spiritual form. When you realize your spiritual form, what happens? You'll go back to Godhead and you serve Radha and Krishna in your spiritual form. Haribol. Narottam Thakur writes, Shama Gauri Ange Divo Chandane Ragandha Chamara Dulabo Kabe Hirimu Kabimba. My Lord, I want to offer fan, Chamara. Where? Spiritual world. I want to offer Tambula. Radha and Krishna means the Supreme Parabrahman is interacting with his energy, Adani Shakti, continuously. And we assist. Islam, they say, you kill all these people, then you'll enjoy with 72 ladies in heavens. Can anyone guess what is the problem with this statement? I told this one time. Huh? What is the problem with this statement? You go to heaven and enjoy.
The enjoying mentality or the sense gratificating mentality has not gone.
Okay. And
One has to come down.
Come back
Okay.
again.
So, Prabhu, without a gross body, how will anybody enjoy?
no, you can enjoy with spiritual body, you can enjoy. Anyway, Swarg, heaven means subtle body. They don't have this much clarity in their Shastra. But of course, maybe, even, of course, soul concept is there in Islam also. So the point is, what is that? What is the flaw in that, apart from little more? I'll tell you, the moment you have enjoying mentality, naturally somebody is enjoying better than you, you become envious. And somebody is not enjoying, somebody is enjoying less than you, you become proud. Agree or not? And if you're enjoying, what will happen? When your enjoyment is not satisfied, you'll become angry. How many of you understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's why, there is a flaw in that. So, but in our case, we go back to Godhead too. Why do we go back to Godhead?
To serve him.
Serve.
That's it, to serve. Then when somebody is serving better than us, that's fine. I'm happy, I'm grateful that I got service. Because we have learned a lot of philosophy. No envy. You should get rid of the enjoying mood. You should get rid of the controllership mode. Great. Then you should get rid of envy. You should get rid of the false ego. All the preaching is there. Now you're liberated by practicing Bhakti Yoga Sadhana. Then when you'll go back, because somebody has the Gopi is serving Krishna for so many long. Great, fantastic, Haribol, amazing, huh? So you go and can I serve you? You are serving Krishna a lot. Can I serve you? What will the Gopi say? No. If you want to assist me, you don't need to serve me. We all only one Purusha, Krishna. Rest all Prakriti only. Hare Krishna. So, Isopanisad, the main goal is to establish God as a anti-material, spiritual form. And it speaks of the God is a supreme controller. You're only is subordinate. 10 power minus 4, tiny tip of the hair. Is Vibhu, your Anu. And that's why Bhattar Srila Prabhupada has been preaching. Isopanisad establishes the authenticity of ISKCON. And, when we understand, otherwise, what happens? People have misconceptions. Krishna is the only one enjoying and I am suffering in the material world. Honestly speaking, that's the reason why Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya. And if you see Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, Lord Chaitanya, every yuga, Krishna comes as a Kshatriya only. Rama, Kshatriya, Krishna, Kshatriya. So to establish dharma, you need to be a Kshatriya. But Kali Yuga, Krishna came as a Lord Chaitanya, Brahmana. Means to the extent you are Brahmanical, that much extent you are immune from the malady, or the effects of Kali Yuga. And the second thing, Lord Chaitanya also went through a lot of austerities. He sacrificed, Ram also sacrificed, Krishna sacrificed, but as a Kshatriyas. But Lord Chaitanya sacrificed as a Brahmana, as a sannyasi. Sannyasi means what? He has nothing to do with the material world. But still he preached. He would sleep on the ground. He will take bath, freezing cold. So when we understand, oh really? Wow. That is also painful. If you see Ramayana, entire Ramayana is that 14 years. But Ram, Sita was abundant to defend Dharma. Then Ram ruled for next 10, 12,000 years without Sita, Hare Krishna. So Sita was there maybe a couple of years with Ram. And then we went to forest and came back maybe 1 year. That's it. Entire Ramayana is rest of the things only separation, serving in separation. Same thing with Ram, same thing with Sita. Same thing with Krishna also. Gopis and Krishna, they don't meet. You see in the Rasa Panchadhyay, then even Krishna leaves the next day. Krishna took very long time. When next time, I come, what is it? As well as Radhanath Swami said in his class, recent yatra, 100 years. Then he came and he sent everyone back to Godhead. That's it. Actually, except in this, you don't see anyone, only one person going back to Godhead. But Krishna, in Bhagavatam, comes and he sends everyone back to Godhead. Without going through the pain or anything. Of course, Dhruva Maharaj went back alone with his spiritual body. And Lord Ramchandra took everyone back to Godhead. Krishna took everyone last day, everyone back to Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone took everyone back to Godhead, no doubt. But visible in Srimad Bhagavatam, he took everyone. Krishna came and he showed spiritual world to them and sent them back to God. Means it is possible. Now, um, Prabhupada gave this class in Conway Hall, London, England. Isopanisad introduction lecture actually. Definition of Veda. With means to know. Veda means knowledge. With means to know. Veda means knowledge. Just give me 1 minute. Oh. What is time now?
8:43 p.m. Prabhuji.
8:43. I just suddenly got the doubt actually. So, 1 minute. So, I'm back. With means to know, Veda means knowledge. Prabhupada actually no, usually we think Vedas means some Talapatra Granthas, some palm leaves. No, with means to know, Veda means knowledge. All the Shastras, all the Puranas, all the Upanishads. If you want, I'll show just, if you give me 1 minute, I'll show you something. I mean, many of you might have seen that anyway, but it is relevant today. I'll show you. What is that? I hope I have it. 6 missions. I don't think I have it. So probably I'll show next week, I don't have it right now. But anyone has it? That's okay. Can you see the screen, right? Okay, yeah. We will see that next week. But anyway, what is that? Need to take guidance. Upanishad. Shat means sit down. Knee close. No, Upa means close. Knee means Upanishads. Sit under. Knee means under. So sit close to an acharya. That is lot sweet and learn. So problem is we are in ignorance. I think I'm this body. I'm a man. I'm a woman. I. They're all designations, upadhis. So again, one question. What is the difference? What is the problem with jiva? 4 defects. What are the 4 defects?
Is it
Imperfect senses, cheating propensity, getting illusioned, and making mistakes.
Yes. The 4 things we have, thank you, Prabhuji. We have imperfect senses. Our senses are imperfect. For that reason, we tend to become illusioned. And because of that reason, we do mistakes. And because of we have ego, we have the cheating propensity. We try to show more than what we are, Hare Krishna. So that's why our knowledge is imperfect. The second thing is Vedic knowledge is everything, all in all. I please do read the introduction. So why Vedic knowledge is all apaurushaya is infallible. Vedic knowledge is never proved wrong. Even though there's so many, world is changing like anything, but Vedas are not proved wrong. For example, so many theories come into existence. Few years later, somebody will disprove that theory and take the Nobel Prize. But it's not, Vedas are not like science, the present modern science. Vedic science is perfect, but it is also axiomatic truth. Why axiomatic truth? Axiomatic truth means Vedas are apaurushaya. They're infallible, they're never proved wrong. So you just believe as it is. You accept as it is. You don't need to add explanation to it. Lord Chaitanya has told this to Prakashan and Saraswati. Lord Chaitanya told this. Shankaracharya, he spoke on Parinamvada. Parinam and Vaivarta. So no, you have to give the, direct explanation to it. So Vedas speak of, if you touch stool, you should wash your hands. But Krishna is bathed with Kaudanga. How do you understand? Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya says, no, you accept as it is. If you touch bone, you should take bath. But Krishna is bathed with conch shell, which is actually bone of an animal, of an aquatic. Because when Vedas say Kaudang is pure, that's it. Conch shell is pure, that's it. So that's a Vedic injunction. Then people start understanding, Kaudang has antiseptic properties. It's very good, Haribol. And the second thing is, why do you accept Vedic knowledge? It's coming from Krishna. Tene Brahmahrudaya Adi Kaviye Muhyanti Yatsuraya Tejavarivrutam Yatha Virmayo Yatra Trisarkam Rusha Dhamma Svenasdar Nishtukukam Satyam Param Dimihi. So it's coming directly from Krishna's mouth. No. So, so what is that? You want to know your father? Who will, who will take you to the father? Actually, when the child is born, actually child knows only mother. He doesn't know father. Mother is the one who takes the child to the father. And mother shows again and again, hey, this is your father, this is your father. Then the child starts believing. So who is the authority? Mother is the authority. Likewise, you want to know God? Vedas are the authority. Vedas is the mother. And Vedic knowledge, full knowledge is available. Not that half knowledge. Not ardha kukutanya, not like that. It's full knowledge. So what are the three types of pramanas we have? Anybody?
Pratyaksh, Anuman, Shabda.
Right. So out of these three, Pratyaksha, Anuman and Shabda, direct sense perception. Anuman, so Pratyaksha is direct sense perception. Anuman means inference. And Shabda, authority. So of the three, first two may go wrong. First two are not right always. But Shabda, authority is perfect. So to know God, Vedas are the authority. Vedas are the authority. So actually Veda is one. Vedavyas, what he did for understanding. First time Vedavyas scripted it. Otherwise, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Madhva. So actually, no, Vyasadeva and disciples. First time Vyasadeva understood in Kali Yuga, memories are very short. Prayana alpayish kalau sabhyasmin yuge jana mandas mandamataya mandavagya putrata. So, what Vyasadeva did is split up one Veda into four. He delineated, classified very nicely. So Vedas, what is that? Actually, especially Vedanta Sutra, I told Vedas and Vedanta Sutra, Vedas and Upanishads start. Upanishads and the essence of all the Upanishads is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita also philosophy, I'm really appreciating you guys are hearing. So, I don't know how many of you agree, if you read Bhagavad Gita, there is no story at all. When somebody tells a story, let me listen. But somebody keeps on speaking philosophy, difficult, unless you are very attracted. You agree? So, what is that? Srimad Bhagavad Gita has all the principles. The explanation of the principles of Bhagavad Gita are given in the stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Devotees, their lives, based on their Bhagavad Gita principles, how they practiced, how they practiced it and went back to Godhead. That is mentioned, in Bhagavatam. I don't know how many of you know law book and IPC, Indian Penal Code, and law journals. Law journals, every 3 months they come. So what are the laws judge used to give verdict in the particular case? Likewise, in the same way, we will. We have an example. We have understanding. How to 1 minute. The jackfruit and real fruit, I forgot. We'll see next week. But how to get there? Can you see this third one? Need to take the guidance from Shastra. Then how to get to know? The pramana. What's pramana? Shabda. Then here this is very important. Inductive versus deductive knowledge. Inductive versus deductive knowledge. Aroha Pantha, Avaroha Pantha. So knowledge has to come from top to bottom. Not that you do research. What is the problem with the Western civilization or even Western philosophies? Some are speculative. And second thing, Avaroha Pantha means from here, you try to get the books. Maybe this is right. Maybe this is right. When you say maybe, it is a speculation. Means it's not right. But Vedas, Krishna gave the knowledge, Vedas. And Vedas, and they are transferred from guru to disciple, guru to disciple, guru to disciple without altering it, without changing it. Nobody added, nobody subtracted. That's why they're apaurusheya, infallible. But of course, like books like Mahabharata, Madhvacharya says, so many Mayavadis, Karmakandis, and Ashtanga yogis, Karma yogis, Mahabharata fell in their hands. That's why in the 9th century, Vedavyas say, 13th century, Madhvacharya says, Mahabharata, the version is not original, what Vyasdev wrote. So except Mahabharata, the rest of the things, nobody has any, because Mahabharata is a widely used book, for people of Tamaguna and for children, Sriyo Vaishastada Sudra. That's why many people accessed it. But other things like Upanishads, Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, not many people wrote any commentaries. So they're left pure. So knowledge, Avaroha Pantha means doing, Aroha Pantha, Avaroha Pantha. So you do research, speculate, you try to go up to get the knowledge. That is speculation. But the second one is, let the knowledge come from top and accept it as it is. So inductive knowledge, from part to whole, to gigantic, individual to universal. So, we are tiny, but you take the knowledge from Vedic, Vedic literatures. Why? Self-evident, universally accepted truth. A statement of proposition or proposed requiring no proof as self-evident, self-consistent, or accepted principle. So what is that? What is that verse? Invocation mantra. Om Purnamada, Purnamitam, Purnat Purnamadachate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Visishate. This verse itself is powerful actually. So what we will do, we can stop here, as a question, but we'll continue this verse next week. I felt it is very important, this verse. We need to, give that introduction so that with proper understanding, we go forward and read this Isopanisad. And actually, now I just want to give Purna. Maybe we can touch it, then we can go forward. Om Purnamadam Purnamada Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Visishite. So Krishna, God is Isa Upanishad, right? God means controller. God is complete, Purna. From him, so many unlimited souls come. Every soul is complete. After having released so many tiny holes, but God is still a complete whole. Not HOLE, but a WHOLE. So God is complete. All the jivas, the tiny fragments of God are complete. And material world is complete. If you follow perfectly, you'll go back to Godhead. So, after having generated so many jivas, still God is still complete. Because there's one philosophy that says, God has actually divided himself into so many jivas. God has lost its existence. ऐसा करके बोलते हैं actually, there is one philosophy. No. Isopanisad invocation prayer itself is rejecting it. So what we will do, we will stop here and we'll continue from next week. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it. Hope everyone is doing well. And Mancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhabhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo.
Right.
Anantavat Vaishnavandaki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.